Disclaimer: this review features a collectible item and it's for adult collectors ages 13 and up only. It is not intended for children. So if you are age 13 or below, please stop watching this video now. Thank you. Hello everyone, WerewolfLydia here and welcome back to a new action figure review on my channel. So today I'm continuing on, actually finishing up my little mini review series of the Alien vs Predators arcade game Aliens from NECA Toys reviews. That's quite a long title, but yes, this is the third and final alien from this series, which is the Razor Claws alien. And probably my favorite out of the three of them, although the Chrysalis one was a really cool one as well. But something about the Razor Claws and the color of this figurine is just really what I love about this. And you know, even though I really love all of the aliens, I think he is really unique with this look, and kind of reminds me of Freddy Krueger as well. So I have told you guys in my previous reviews from this series too that these aliens have a little bit of a more interesting and weird coloring, and that was what I was talking about when I said I really love the color of the figure. You can kind of see that he has this interesting purplish pink color, and that's because these aliens were made and based on the 1994 arcade game of the Alien vs Predator, so that's why they have this really interesting and weird coloring. This is how they looked in the arcade game, which by the way I never played it, but you know, saw some pictures and whatnot, so that's where I got my info from. And if you are not a big fan, I mean, if you like the aliens but you are not a big fan of these weird colorings, just a heads up, NECA has released like a more lifelike or more regular colored version of these aliens as well. You know, more like how they would look in the movies. So if you still want to grab these aliens from the Alien vs Predator line, and of course the Razor Claws alien that I'm reviewing now, you can have a regular or a more lifelike colored version of them, and if you prefer that, I really like it how it looks now, and I really like it when they are just a little bit more different looking, a little bit more unique in my collection. So that's why I have the arcade versions, and of course I actually grabbed these figurines before the regular lifelike versions came out, so that's another thing, and I'm not going to rebuy them just for the coloring. So with that being said, a little bit info of the Razor Claws. He got his name because he has basically razor sharp claws, huge claws, and he also has, from what it says in the Wikipedia description, he also has like a really unique tail blade as well, which you can't really see from what I see, at least in the box. So I'm really curious to see that part when I unbox him. Otherwise, these are big aliens and they are really fast as well. And of course they have like really deadly claws, so yeah, quite a deadly combination when it comes to, you know, aliens overall. They are really dangerous. It's not like the other aliens are not, but these ones have more extra dangerous stuff on them. So before I blabber on any more about these aliens, let's take a closer look at this really awesome old school style nostalgic type of box that he has, and then after that I will unbox him and we'll see his details. So here is a close-up of the aliens inside the box, and you can already see those razor sharp claws that he has. Otherwise, I'm sorry about the glare, guys, but this is a plastic flap or plastic like front of the box, so that's why we have the glare. Back behind him we have some nice pixelated background, which is from the arcade game. Now here we have a picture of the Razor Claws alien. This is a picture of the figurine itself, so it's not like a artwork from the actual arcade game. Over here it says Alien vs Predator, and the whole box has this really nice dark bluish purple coloring to it, which is again really nostalgic feeling for the old games. On top it says Alien vs Predator, Razor Claws alien, and over here it says ages 17 and up. So this is not a children's toy, it is a adult collectible item or figurine. Now on this side we have a picture of the Razor Claws alien. He is ready to strike or attack. And in the background again more of the pixelated background. And Alien vs Predator. This is the back of the box where we get a full picture of the Razor Claws alien. He is standing there in front of some rusty pipes and whatnot, and it looks really cool. He also has like a HB bar over there and score, and I'm pretty sure that's your score, not his, but it could be his score as well. So really cool homage to the old games. Over here on the side it says collect them all. We have 3 Predators released in this series. I do not collect Predators, so if you want to see a review of those, I'm pretty sure there are a ton of reviews out on YouTube. Over here are the 3 aliens, which I already made reviews of, and of course the third one I'm doing the review right now. And also some human characters which I do not collect either, and if you want to see reviews of those guys, you can also find it on YouTube, I'm sure of that. Here we have a little synopsis, or like a little description. You can pause and read it. I'm not going to read it out loud to you guys. And last but not least, on this side of the box we have a picture of the Predator, which is from what I know, this is the kind of a part of the poster of the game. Alien vs Predator, and it says Razor Claws alien over down there. And that's pretty much about it for the box. Now let me just unbox him and we'll see how cool he is, and all the little details and differences when we compare it to another regular alien. And I'm back, and as you can see I have unboxed Mr. Razor Claws alien over here, and honestly he really is the Freddy Krueger of the Alien franchise, because this alien is just absolutely amazing. Now from what I saw, most of his body parts are reused, so we already saw these molds on other things, and he pretty much shares the most of the mold, most of his parts with the regular warrior alien, but he does have some more unique parts, like of course his razor clawed hands. Otherwise he is a beautiful alien. I really like him. He is, as I said before, most probably my favorite from out of the 3 from the Alien vs Predator arcade game, and that's because you know, of his claws, but at the same time his really unique purplish magenta colored body, and I'm not sure if my camera is picking that up correctly, but hopefully now when I show you guys him and his details up close. So let's get started. So here is a close-up of his head, and you can now see that dark purple slash magenta color that I was talking about. It is a little bit more visible and more noticeable in real life than my camera shows. I don't know what's his problem with these colors, but yeah, you can see that, especially over here on the head where you have some lighter pinkish colors as well, and some blue. I have seen some blue, especially over here on the top of the head, underneath this black but see-through plastic piece. Inside there you can see some blue. It is really faint I have to say, but it still looks really cool. There's also a little blue over there. I don't know if you can see that at the very point of his head. And speaking of pointy head, he does like share features and looks like you know, the regular aliens that we are used to, but his head is more longer and has this sharpness, especially over here in the back to it. But it is a really beautiful and detailed mold. As you can see, we have some little pointy teeth, and they are mostly white, but these two little again, I'm never sure if these are like some type of teeth, or those are just like little bones or little thorns or whatever you want to call them. And those are pink as well, opposed to the teeth, which are like this silvery white color. And of course the mouth, this is how it looks, and it has the little inner mouth in there as well. Now, as I said before, this top part is black and it is see-through, and this is how his head looks. You can see the structure inside, or the mold, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And this is the sharpness that I was talking about. So he has, the other aliens have like this rounded head in the back. He has a pretty sharp one. Now moving down to the neck, it is pretty thick, as you can see, and again something I think we saw with other aliens as well. He also has this cable-like looking part over here, and as well as these larger shoulder pads, as I like to call them, and the chest area and the lower body area. These are both, I'm pretty sure, from the same mold as the warrior has. And he does have those 4 pipe-looking thingies on the back, but these are again pretty like sharp looking, as you can see. And the top of them is like a really vibrant magenta with some pink lines going on there. And this is how it looks from the back. You can see the exoskeleton, and yeah, really nicely detailed. Now his arms, the top part of the arms is pretty simple. Again, this is, I'm pretty sure, the same mold as the warrior has, with those lines and details. The lower arms, I really like it. I think it's really cool how this bone, exoskeleton bone thing looks over here. And of course the hands, these are the main attraction of this alien, especially the fingers with the giant, beautiful, long claws, which are, by the way, gray, light gray colored, as you can see. And he has 3 fingers. This is how they look. Really cool. And I'm really glad that none of the claws are like bent inside the box, because it's really hard to make them more straight again. And that could honestly happen when they package these figurines. But the claws on mine seem to be in perfect tip-top shape, so you know, he can slash his prey. And honestly, these claws are way larger than Freddy Krueger's claws. I just have to mention that. So watch out, Freddy, you have a rival. Now moving down to his legs, as you can see, these top parts. Now this is interesting because these pieces are not attached to the upper leg or the thigh. These are actually like attached to the mold of the lower body, which is something I have never seen before. They usually put these in the mold of the leg, but that's pretty cool. And yeah, the legs do seem to again share the same mold with the warrior, the lower leg part as well. The knees, this is how it looks from the inside. And the feet, now the feet are, I'm pretty sure, different from what I saw. But he does share the same exact mold as the Chrysalis alien from this same Alien vs Predator arcade line. I did a review of him before Mr. Razor Claws, so you can go ahead and watch it if you haven't seen that yet. This is the exact same feet mold with two little toes and two bigger ones with giant claws on them. There's also like this bigger claw over here in the back. And of course he does have a beautiful long tail with a big blade at the end of it. The blade is again colored in this gray color so that you can see that it is like a claw. Mine has a little plain paint splatter error over there. I don't know if you can see that. The paint kind of smudged over there, but it is okay. And the tail, I am pretty sure it is again the same mold as the chrysalis had and as the dog alien has. It is that exact same mold with the huge giant blade. But yeah, otherwise this is how the Razor Claws look, and it is really fierce and such a cool alien. Now let's take a closer look at his articulation. Now, as far as the articulation on this figurine goes, he is a really well articulated figurine, as we are used to by now with all of the NECA aliens. And this alien was designed to stand on his hind legs, or the legs. So I don't think you can pose him to stand on his fours. There's really no reason to it, because this alien attacks with his claws mostly. So I don't think he would feel comfortable with standing on these giant claws on all fours. So just a heads up with that. But otherwise, again, really nicely articulated figurine with a bunch of joints. So first off, you can of course move the head from side to side and up and down as well, but mine is moving harder than usual because it is a brand new figurine and I didn't really move him around that much. I don't want to force and break him, but I can see a joint up here in the head, so you can pretty sure move it up and down. It's just, I think I need to warm up mine to be able to move it. So sorry about that. And you cannot move it over here from the neck, so there is no joint over there. Now, as you saw before, you can of course open his mouth wide, and the little inner mouth does come out if I can just somehow grab it with my nails. It's kind of stuck in there. There we go, finally. So yes, it does come out, and this is how it looks. So the usual that we see with other aliens. Let's just push it back in out there. Now, of course, he does have a joint over here in the upper torso. It's on a ball joint. You can move it around, twist it and turn it to the sides really well, so you can do some great shots with him, great photos. Now, of course, the arms do move to the front and the back, as well as to the side, but not too much because it is pretty limited by this big shoulder piece over here. So it goes about this far to the side, which is not a lot, honestly, but I don't mind because it's still a cool figurine. Now, he does have a double joint over here in the elbow, as you can see, and the hand can go back really nicely and pretty far too. And you can also twist and turn the arm from this upper joint, and I do think you can turn it from the lower joint as well. Yes, you can. So it moves from the lower joint as well, which is great. Now you can of course twist and turn the hand, and you can move it up and down as well. And as you saw before, these big fingers with the claws do move. Now only these two on the sides move separately. This one is attached to the hand and it does not have like a separate joint, but it's still really cool how he can move his claws like that. Now of course the feet, they do or the legs, they do go up and down as we are used to. It's a little bit limited in the back because of this bone structure over here on the side, but otherwise it does move pretty freely, and there is a double joint in the knee, and it goes all the way to the back like this. And of course you can twist and turn the leg from the upper joint, you cannot turn it from the lower one. And of course the foot you can, there is a little bit of pivoting, but not too much, as you can see, to the sides. And you can of course, if my camera would just focus, there we go, so you can of course move this up and down like so. Pretty nice range of motion over there. And the front two larger claws with the toes do move up and down as well, so you can do some really nice like action poses with that. He, by the way, also has some holes in the foot if you want to put him like on a neck stand. And last but not least, of course, the tail, which is a bendable tail, and you can pose it in whichever way you want it to. You can move it freely around, and I'm pretty sure you can. Now you cannot twist and turn it from the socket, which is surprising. Usually you can do that, but not on this figurine. No, it does not want to move, so it's glued in. At least on my figurine it is. But yeah, so that's about it for the articulation on this figurine. Now let's do a comparison with a warrior. So here is the comparison of the Razor Claws alien with a warrior. I have the red warrior over here and a dog alien. I'm not sure if this is the ultimate one or the regular dog alien that I have, but there's not like a huge difference between them. I did a review like quite some time ago of them and comparing them as well, so if you're interested you can find that on my channel. And honestly, I only brought the dog alien over here to show you guys that these two, basically the only part of their body that they are sharing is the tail. Otherwise the dog alien is completely different. It's a way smaller alien and skinnier, if that makes sense. So I'm going to show it to you guys. Let me just remove him from the stand. That the tail is what these two are sharing. Let me just bend it in a different way so that you guys can see. So yes, you can see that the features of the tails and the mold, those little dots, are the same on both of them. And yes, the blade at the end of the tail, it is also the same, as you can see. So yeah, these two, the only thing that they share is the tail. You can see how larger and how taller the Razor Claws is next to the dog alien, especially since the dog alien is has multiple joints in the legs, and this is how he can stand on his own. So yeah, that's the only thing. So I'm going to put the dog alien aside. Now, as I mentioned before, the warrior alien seems to share a lot of the mold with this guy. Now, of course, the head is way different, and as you can see, the head of the Razor Claws is way longer and larger too than the warrior has. And yes, the pipes are different, as of course these ones are longer and more pointier, more sharp. Now the chest part, it is the same mold, and you can now see that it is the same mold, and as well as the lower part. It's just that they added these two side pieces onto the Razor Claws, which the original warrior does not have. I'm pretty sure those are like glued on as far as I can see on this one. But yeah, it is the same mold, and a really cool little thing that they did over here in the back, since they are sharing the mold of the chest, and that means also on the back, as you can see. They of course took these pipes off and put these different ones on. Now the warrior has this piece which is actually removable, and it sometimes falls out quite easily, so you have that hole you can see over there, and you can see that over here on the razor claws they had that hole, but they put this little bone like piece and glued it in there to hide this piece, which is, I think it's just overall a cool little thing that they did, and it's funny how they you know, just fix the little hole problem. Now both of them have those little cable like things as well, as you can see, and yes, the upper arms, I'm looking at the arms right now, the upper arms are the same mold, as you can see with those lines. Now the lower arms and hands are of course different. The warrior has this blade-like structure on the side, while the razor claws has a more bony one, and yes, the claws are different. Now let's see the legs. So the upper legs, they do seem to look the same as far as the side of them goes. Let's see from the front. Their hands are keep getting in my way as I'm trying to show it to you guys. I do think it is the same. Yes, they both have these little hole-like things over there, and the lines, yes, they do seem to share the same molds on the upper legs, as well as the knees, and I think the lower legs are the same as well. Yes, the lower legs seem to share the same mold as well. Yes, they do have the same lines, and the feet are different because, as I said before, the razor claws has the same type of feet as the chrysalis had. So yeah, pretty much almost the same exact mold as the warrior one, with just some different little parts. But yeah, otherwise they are kind of the same height, but this razor claw one seems to be a little bit more taller than the other you know, regular alien. And basically that's about it for this review of the Alien vs Predator Razor Claws alien from the NECA Toys line. And basically this is the last review of this mini series that I did of these 3 aliens from this awesome line that I really enjoyed, and I really like to have them in my collection. I think they are really awesome. And of course the Razor Claws aliens is really cool in my opinion, even though if he shares a lot of body parts with the regular warrior one, I still think he is worth getting because of the unique features as the, you know, the razor claws that he has on, and the unique head, and those unique sharp pipes things on his back. I really like those as well. And tell me down below in the comments, what did you think of this alien? What do you think of this whole line? Which one out of the 3 aliens that now you saw my reviews of is your favorites? And yeah, whatever you want to, you can comment down below. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more action figure and other kind of toy and reviews of my channel. I also have a Facebook page, the link will appear on the screen somewhere, and you can go ahead and like my page if you haven't done that yet. I of course post my videos over there too, and you know, some sneak peeks as well of what's coming on the channel. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching and for your attention, and I will see you in the next video or review, whatever will it be. Bye.